The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio. It's wickedweedbrewing.com. Always drink different. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside. It is a Monday morning of a holiday-shortened week. Boy, we've earned it. We really have.
I plan on not doing shit for about 3 days. Thoroughly looking forward to it.
It is going to be very, very nice. How did you like it? How did you like the football action yesterday?
Well, I mean, my team lost. We're currently projected for 2 top 5 picks, and that's about the best I could have walked away from yesterday.
Good for you. My team won as well. Congratulations to the 10U Asheville Extreme national champions at the Rocky Top tournament.
National champions.
That's what it says.
State tournament.
Rocky Top National Championships. Got a national championship. Anyway, congratulations to our boys. Very, very proud of them for that. It was fun. A weekend up at Rocky Top, but there was a lot going on in the big football world. I was trying to keep up with all of the scores, standing on the sidelines, working the chains for 3 football games yesterday. But it looks like I won, beat the Chief again.
You didn't mean to.
I'm now on a roll. That's 4-1. How about them friggin' Detroit Lions? Yeah.
Ugh. I mean, is that where we start with the god-awful Cleveland Browns?
I'm just saying, that was the one where you were Jets +7.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, it's not far off that. That was way more Cleveland sucks than Detroit is anything, even half-assed.
It's all right. You can couch it however you want to.
There's no couching it.
It's a big old L in your book.
They completed passes to 2 receivers.
Mm-hmm.
That game set the NFL back like 8 years. And since you wanted to start there, we'll start with Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
And this is a no doubt not an overreaction.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns should sit Baker Mayfield.
No doubt.
It's over. It is over and done with.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. I don't know what more Cleveland needs to see. Oh, he's hurt. No, he's bad. There's a difference between hurt and bad. He is not a good quarterback.
Well, he is both. He is bad
fine.
and he's hurt,
That's
which
fine.
means he sucks something awful.
Okay, cool. He's been hurt for 3 years then. I mean, straight up, he's 21st in the NFL in passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
He is a mediocre to bad NFL quarterback.
Yes, he is.
Do you know where he rates in QBR for the year?
Oh,
there are 34 qualifying quarterbacks. Not that really matters to this, but just so you know.
Go with 28.
You're close. It's 27. Oh, he's hurt. He's the same quarterback he's been. Mm-hmm. This is not really new information. Is he worse now than he was? Yeah. You also have no receivers.
Mm-hmm.
That team is just straight up not good.
Indeed.
They're the worst team in that division. It's not even fucking close. And I've been saying that for months.
You have been.
They're the worst team in that division, and it's not even close.
Mm-hmm. I knew it was going to be a close game. I was really hoping that the Lions would end up winning a game eventually, but they're not. They're doing the right thing. Just keep
win.
on leasing.
They can't win.
Mm-hmm. They had Tim Boyle going yesterday. When you said that to me on Friday, I was like, yep, don't care. I don't care.
77 yards.
Oh, it was bad.
77. That's it. On 15 completions. He averaged 3 yards per completion.
Mm-hmm. Imagine what this team would be without DeAndre Swift.
And that's the thing.
It would be the worst team.
Carries in a game where they couldn't stop him to save their lives.
Mm-hmm. It would be the worst team we've ever seen.
They're already one of the worst teams I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
They're that bad. And they pushed Cleveland to the brink. Cleveland's bad.
Yep.
Cleveland's bad, and if you extend Baker Mayfield, you get what you get. And I mean, I don't care what it's for.
I think
everybody's worried about what the money is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what it is. I do not care I don't care if you extend him for $5 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
He's still bad. Now, depending on what you pay him, is it worse? Sure.
Yes.
He's bad at $5 million. And to me, there's no disputing that.
Mm-hmm.
Name me an NFL quarterback that is a legitimate, no doubt starter that he's better than. anyone that starts and is the unquestioned starter of their team, who is Baker Mayfield better than?
Jared Goff.
I don't know that I agree with you. And he's not the no doubt starter. If you didn't say you were doing football, youth league football things yesterday, they basically said this could be Tim. Like, we're auditioning Tim Boyle to be the long term starter.
Wow.
Now, I don't think he did particularly well with that.
No.
But they know they have high-end picks. Jared Goff's not an unquestioned starter in this league. He may never start another game for the Lions. It wouldn't shock me in the least. They know what they are. But, I mean, just down the line, all right? I'm literally looking at is he better than Taylor Heineke?
No.
Holy shit. Eddie Fox is standing up the biggest box of Twix bars I have ever seen in my life outside of our window.
Oh, and that's just mean.
And I'll eat them.
I'll eat the shit out of them. You can't eat them. The new weight loss program begins today.
Yeah, you're saying shouldn't wrong.
I'm gonna have to kick them out of your hand.
First of all, you couldn't get your foot to where my hand is on its lowest. Yeah, that was athleticism to some degree. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'll stick it flat out. If you can kick it out of my hand, I won't eat it. I like the chances of me eating it.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a TikTok challenge.
Yep, 100%. I like the chances of me eating it. And possibly you falling down.
Aw.
Now, on the other hand, if you
I'm
put
shifty.
one in your
You don't
hand,
give me enough credit.
I like my chances of kicking it out of your hand.
Well, that's not even fair.
No.
Because you could just lift your leg and reach my hand.
Correct.
You know, me and all my 5'4"ness.
Yep. They did a little feller. They weren't no bigger than a squirrel.
Oh, Cam is back.
Oh, good
Cam
Lord.
is back. Chris Stansberry in the comments. Cam is back. Back to sucking and losing games like he did the last time he was with the Panthers.
Yeah, he's exactly what I told you he was. There's no new information here. Nothing to see. He's still the same shitbird quarterback that I tried to tell you he was.
Did you really believe, though, that Cam Newton was going to come back and have this, like, rebirth second act? It was going to be just 2015 all over again?
Well, you're asking the wrong person because I routinely said he wasn't going to. You're asking the wrong one.
Well, I'm not asking you. That is a rhetorical question to the masses. Did anybody actually believe that?
Yes, a lot of them did.
Which is dumb.
A lot of them did.
And I give you the one thing, like, him coming back makes us look better.
It's more fun to watch.
Yeah, it makes us more fun to watch. Okay, sure.
I mean, and first of all, if that was more fun for you to watch, you have a weird context of what's fun to watch.
Well, it's better than just sitting there knowing that Sam Darnold is going to lose you the game.
And here's the thing. Adam Black, and I knew either Black or Vic or one of these Panthers fans was going to say this. He played great. No, he didn't. He ran a high school level offense. Oh, he doesn't know the playbook. I'm well aware of that. I tried to tell you that. I don't think he completed one pass that was more than 15 yards downfield. You know why? Because he can't. Because he can't do it. Doesn't know the playbook. You can give me every excuse for him that you want.
Yep.
He's not a good thrower of the football. Yeah, I mean, we've only done this for 2 years.
Shut your face.
Don't turn your damn phone off or anything.
Shut your face.
Is.
Why would my wife be calling me right now?
I don't know. I mean, we've only done it for 2 years.
Interesting.
He's 21 of 27. And Adam Black said he played better than Darnold and PJ. Okay, he played better than Darnold for the last 4 weeks. Do you think that was even close to what Darnold was in the first 4 weeks of the season? Please tell me you do. I know Adam Black. I know he's smarter than that. Sam Darnold the first 4 weeks of this year was better than anything I've ever seen Cam Newton do. I've said it on radio. I've said it on this show. It's revisionist history. He's exactly – and here's the thing. Here's where – you want the best – the kill this Cam Newton thing? All right, so they get the ball – I don't remember exactly how much time was left on that last drive. They get the ball with minute 50 to go. Did you think there was a snowball's chance in hell he was going to drive them down the field and score? No. You know why? Because he can't throw. Because he can't throw the damn football. I mean, that's like looking at a car and going, well, it does first and second gear real good. what about 3rd, 4th, and 5th? It doesn't have that. It'll go 20 real good. Real good. That's Cam Newton in a nutshell. And here's the thing. You want to know why I said this was a bad idea? It's not really what he puts on the field. That was gross, just so you know. You can say how good he played or anything. That offense was hard to watch. Let's take that away. Look at the reaction of the fan base. This is why I tried to tell you this was a bad idea. Because what have they done? What have you watched Panther fans do? Go to Twitter, go to anything. Check our comments, check my Twitter mentions. You know what it all was? Oh, it's for no Cam. It's all the defense. The defense sucks. Oh, you meant defense? You were trying to tell me how good it was a week ago? This is what apologists do. This is what they do. They find reasons that it's not that person's fault. Name me a good quarterback in the NFL that you constantly have to make apologies for. Any of them. Name me one. There's not one. There's not one. And now you're stuck. Now you're stuck because your whole fan base, if you push him out the door again, they'll riot. Because the first time, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a rookie. I don't care if it's somebody you bring in. The first time that things go awry. Oh, Cam would have done that. Cam, super Cam. If I saw that one time yesterday, I bet I saw it 50. Like, I have never in my life seen a player that is more tone deaf in the history of the NFL. Ever. I've never seen it. And it's, I'm not going to lie. I took a whole mess of victory laps yesterday, and I have a funny feeling I'm going to take a whole mess more. You know why? Because look at the schedule. Because guess who you get to play next week? At the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
They struggle with the Jets. They struggle with the Jets on the road. This is in Miami. Good luck. Then you play the Falcons. Yeah. Coming off a bye. Cam will know the playbook by then. Okay, you might beat the Falcons. Then you go at the Bills, Bucks, at the Saints, Buccaneers. This is a 6-11 football team. At best. Guess what you were with Sam Darnold? A 6-11 football team.
Right.
At best. Guess what you were with P.J. Walker? A 6-11 football team. At best.
And the problem that you have created for yourself is that now you're stuck with Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Now Cam Newton has to be the right. Like Cam Newton, if he continues the rest of this season, just being mediocre, but he's still got all of the fire and the flavor. Guess what? He's going to be your starter in 2022.
Yep. And here's the thing. Let me say something that, it's going to piss some people off, and that's fine because I don't mind pissing people off. You want to know why Colin Kaepernick hasn't got another shot in this league? This. You want to know why Tim Tebow hasn't got another shot as a quarterback in this league? This. Because these polarizing players, you can't do anything with them. Because if you push them out the door, it's this huge narrative of why did you... Because they're not good. Because at the end of the day, they're not good. And so why would I subject myself to this? Why? I swear to you, I think those three players are the same guy. Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, they're the same guy. Different reasons. There are different reasons that they're so polarizing. But once you bring them in the door, you can't get rid of them. Alex S. said, I think that we might be wrong. It's not up to the fan base. Oh, the fuck it's not.
Oh, yes,
We're
it
in
is.
this market.
It's 100%
You know
up
what
to the fan
happens
base.
when you don't have the fan base? Shit happens like when we showed up week 1 against the Jets, and it's 50-50 Jets fans. David Tepper rules with an iron fist. I get that. You got to remember, this is not the greatest fan base you've ever seen in your life. And when the team's not good, you know what they start doing? Selling their tickets. And then you have this same problem that the Chargers do. They have the exact same problem. And yeah, that's a problem. In a small market, you have to look at things like this.
Right.
Adam Black said the fan base is split. I get that. I understand that there are a lot of smart fans like you that know exactly what this is. There are a lot that don't. And you know what? You know what I keep the prevailing thought that I keep seeing? The loudest PSL owners and ticket holders, they keep saying the same thing. It's a lot more fun to go to the stadium to watch Cam Newton. Tremendous. I'm not going to fault you for that. I don't agree with it in the least. But yeah, you get into that. You get into that of you have to get people into the stadium.
Anything short of getting Deshaun Watson in the offseason.
Now you have to. I swear
exactly.
to you, now you have to.
This is
if I'm Matt Rule, that's a contingency of me keeping this job.
It's the only thing that's going to keep this at bay, because with David Tepper, yes, he rules with the tight fist and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and it's ultimately up to him, but what he's not going to do, he's not going to sacrifice the fan base to be bad.
Because what's he trying to do right now? What is David Tepper actively trying to do right now? We know this because we're in this market. He's trying to build a new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's about what's next.
Really hard to sell? Because there's a big kerfuffle about where the stadium's going to go. Is it going to go on the South Carolina side? Is it going to be in Rock Hill? Mm-hmm. Where is this stadium going to go? You know what's real hard to sell to a taxpayer fan base? Building a stadium when you can't fill up the one that you have.
Yeah.
And yes, there is a tenor of that.
Mm-hmm. And for a team that stinks on ice. You could already see it with the Sam Darnold backslide, the way that the fans were reacting. The fans were not reacting to Sam Darnold. They didn't have hope. They didn't have belief. It was none of this, our defense is good, but our offense sucks. It was, no, this team sucks with Sam Darnold. You get Cam Newton back, and then you can go, the defense is good, and we've got a guy that makes flashy plays, and the swagger is back. But it's all about what's next for David Tepper. He's not going to let the fan base completely atrophy while he's trying to do all of these other bigger moves.
And Adam Black said in the comments, I thought Watson was the answer, but I have to believe they have some intel that Watson will only go to Miami, hence why they brought Cam in. Okay, let me say two things about Deshaun Watson. We haven't talked about this in quite some time, so we're breaking the Deshaun Watson rule. Deshaun Watson was not just interested in Miami. That's a fallacy. Deshaun Watson wanted out of Houston. He was willing to accept a trade at one point to Carolina. He was willing at one point to accept a trade basically everywhere at Philadelphia. The only place I heard was a hard no, and don't ask me why because I don't know. Philadelphia was a hard no. I think it has to do with receivers because he didn't, outside of Devontae Smith, what do they really have? Mm-hmm. That was the only hard no I heard. There was an interest in Carolina. I can tell you, as of 4 days ago, there is zero interest in Carolina now. You know why?
Why?
Because he knows. He knows. He watched what happened with Sam Darnold. He watched it. You gave up draft capital for Sam. Now, is it markedly more if you went after Deshaun Watson? Yes. But he knows there is a section of the fan base that the first bad game I have, they're going to turn to Cam Newton. Because that's what they do. Mm-hmm. There is a section of the Carolina fan base that has been screaming for Cam Newton since literally the minute he walked out the door. Why would I want to do that?
Yep.
And that was my argument of why this was a bad idea. Might you win one more game? Sure. You're not going to make the playoffs. I think even the rosiest colored Carolina Panther fan glasses knew you're not making the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You're not. And now you're stuck. And I think it's going to cost you your coach. I do think Matt Rule's going to leave. I think he's going to take the Penn State job when James Franklin invariably gets one of these other jobs. And then who wants it? Mm-hmm. That's the problem. You have to go 4 moves down the line on things like this. Who wants this? Mm-hmm. Who wants to deal with this knowing that you're tied to Cam? And everybody's going to say, if he's bad, they just won't bring him back. I'm telling you right now,
that easy.
It is not that easy.
Mm-mm.
It's that easy when you're the Dallas Cowboys or the New England Patriots. It's not that easy when you're the Carolina Panthers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the on and on and on and on. You're stuck.
Adam Black says his hope is that they sign Cam to a 2-year reasonable deal, draft and bring in solid O-line, and then bring in a solid quarterback somehow. See, it's the somehow part. How are you going to do that? How are you going to get to that if you do keep Cam and you build that solid offensive line? What does that do? That keeps you in that gross little spot of where you're not going to get a big quarterback. You're not going to be able to draft a top quarterback.
And here's the thing. If Cam's on the roster, he's the starter. He's made that very, 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 very clear over the years.
Mm-hmm.
What are you planning on bringing in a quarterback that runs the same kind of system that Cam does? You shoehorn your things into stuff like this. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Smokey the Cat asked that he's up 15. They have the Tampa Bay defense. I kind of like your chances. I don't think Tampa Bay is going to be great tonight. I need Tom Brady to be bad. Do I think it's going to happen? No.
I don't know that he's going to be bad.
All right,
but
and I want to cover this, and then we're going to move off Carolina.
Yeah.
Adam Black said, but not bringing in Cam, you're still stuck with a sucky quarterback in Darnold that nobody's emotionally attached to. If you bring in a rookie, nobody's going to be screaming for Sam Darnold. Nobody. You can't turn to the rookie because the first time he makes a mistake, Cam wouldn't have done that. I'm not saying it's all of you. I'm saying there's a very, very loud portion of the fan base. That's what they would do.
Indeed, there is.
You have to stay away from these players that have emotional attachments. Will it sell you jerseys? Yes. Yay. You know what else will sell you jerseys? Winning.
Carolina Panthers lose 27-21 to the Washington football team. Yes, the Carolina Panthers defense, as somebody said in the comments earlier, made Taylor Heineke look like Brett Favre.
Oh, and by the way, I have to cover this. Do you know how many carries Christian McCaffrey had on the last 3 possessions of this game?
4. 1.
Awesome. He had 4 carries for 6 yards in the second half.
Great game planning. Why do you think that is? Because they didn't want to win? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying because who's making that call? Because Cam has check with me ability at the line. Why do you think that was?
So is Cam taking away opportunities for CMC?
He's always done that. That's not new. It's not a new thing. It was always, let me take this myself. And you wind up with that big power Cam Newton up the middle. I'm good.
Right.
But I'm just going to sit back, and every week you can rest assured that this little smiling face will be here to go. Tried to tell you.
The San Francisco 49ers went down to Jacksonville, took a little trip, kicked a little ass.
Jacksonville is very, very bad at football. Like, very unbelievable. Have you heard the latest out of Jacksonville? Apparently, there is a huge kerfuffle in the offensive coaching room on how to develop Trevor Lawrence.
Really?
How can you not get that right? That's the one thing you were brought in here to do. Let's get him right. How are you arguing about this in any way? Oh, there'll be staff changes. Yeah, there should be a great one. Urban Meyer should not be the coach of this team anymore. Yesterday was hard to watch. To watch.
30-10 is the final score. Deebo Samuel, he's pretty good at football.
Yeah, he doesn't suck.
8 carries for him, 79 yards, and a touchdown. He only had 2 targets in the passing game, though.
It's fine. They're running him as a running back. It's fine. Jeff Wilson, thanks for shitting in my punch bowl. Don't trust running backs not named Elijah Mitchell for the San Francisco 49ers.
Everybody hot on Jeff Wilson. He had a 19-carry game for 50 yards.
Alex asked what bar we'll be at next week. Ooh, what bar will we be at next week?
That's a good question.
I feel like we're supposed to be somewhere. Let me check the calendar. I'll get back to you on that. I feel like we're supposed to be somewhere next Sunday. What is next Sunday?
The 28th?
I don't mean the date. I never mean the date. I have never meant the date ever.
It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving?
It doesn't mean dick to me. You could tell me it's the 1st or the 47th, and I would go, okay. That's not what I'm asking.
Week 12 of the NFL season? I don't know where you're going with this.
I'm trying to figure out who plays next week. That's how I remember these things. Okay?
Aha. That's what it's all about.
Who does play next week? I don't have the foggiest of a fucking clue.
Bucks and the Colts, Panthers and the Dolphins.
The Bills play on Thursday, so it's not Village Porch. It's probably the Social, if I had a wager.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yep.
Anyway.
Anywho. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah,
we may end up at the Social.
Yeah, here's the thing. San Francisco, playoff team. They're a playoff team. Look at the schedule moving forward. Does it look very daunting? Be real honest with yourself. They play the Vikings next week. That has letdown written all over it for Minnesota. It's in San Francisco.
Right.
Seattle, dog water. Please keep being bad. I really, really, really want them to be that bad. I feel like Alex S. is going to punch me in the head. He called me Ginger Santa Claus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you're not far off.
I'm
much taller than Santa Claus, though.
At the Cincinnati Bengals the next week. That'll be a tough one. West Coast team coming East Coast, 1 o'clock start, all that kind of stuff. Then you got the Falcons.
They're all bad.
Titans, Texans.
They have 2 games.
And at the Rams.
Oh, and by the way, I don't hate the Panthers. I want them to be good.
They're just not.
Because we are an affiliate of this team.
They're just not good.
When they're good, we get very cool shit. So the thought that I hate the Panthers is not that. I feel bad for Panthers fans. Good Panther fans, I feel bad for you. And that's coming from a Jets fan. Look, I tapped out on us a long time ago. We suck. We're hard to watch. Yesterday, I literally watched the Jets game like that. What was that, Bird Box, where he holds his eyes open so that the creepy demon ghost can get him? That's how I had to watch that game. Like, I just want to close my eyes and this not be a thing anymore.
Alex S. says it's all good. He just got to take it out on somebody other than his
Trust
TV.
me, I understand. Do you know who I took it out on yesterday? Fireball. That's who I took it out on.
Of course you did.
I've learned it makes things go much smoother.
Of course you did.
Yeah, San Francisco to me is a playoff team. And so are the Philadelphia Eagles. And there are words that I never thought I would say out loud.
Yep. Philadelphia Eagles running the ball 50 times yesterday. They ran it 50 times for 242 yards. Jalen Hurts had 3 rushing touchdowns in a 40-29 win over the New Orleans Saints. Miles Sanders came back. He had a decent game. Yes, he lost a fumble, but 16 carries, 94 yards. It's a pretty good stat line for your first game back.
They had 3 ball carriers with more than 10 touches. That is a lot. And this was supposedly one of the best run defense in the league. Now, yesterday with Armchair Commentary filling in for you, I said you have to be very careful about these really good run defenses because you have to look at who they played. And yesterday, Philadelphia categorically ran the ball down their throats.
Yes, they did.
Miles Sanders is an RB1 moving forward.
Agreed.
I wanted to see it one time. I traded for him everywhere. I just wanted to see it one time. And now I've seen it. I would rather have Miles Sanders moving forward than damn near any running back you can throw at me. That was not a clear cut. I mean, Najee Harris, obviously. I'd rather have him.
Ezekiel Elliott.
I'd rather have Miles Sanders. I'd rather have Miles Sanders moving forward.
Saquon Barkley.
I'd much rather have Miles Sanders.
We'll see Saquon back tonight for Monday Night Football.
So I have to say this about Jalen Hurts. I never thought somebody would build an offense like this for him. Because this is Lamar Jackson to the umpteenth degree.
No doubt.
Because they're just taking everything out of his hands. And you're loading up the box so much that all he has to do is find Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. How many passes did he complete yesterday that were not to those 2 guys?
7.
4. 1 to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
Jesus, where'd he go?
Man, I missed that one bad. I liked him so much. 2 to Boston Scott and 1 to Jalen Reagor. The 3 to Boston Scott and Jalen Reagor combined, 3 targets, 1 yard. 3 catches, 1 yard.
Right.
I'm just telling you, this team is much more difficult to deal with than you think. And if you look at the schedule going forward, who the hell are they supposed to lose to? They play the Giants twice, the Washington football team twice, the Jets, and the Cowboys. Cowboys who will have this division locked up well in advance of that game.
But if Philadelphia keeps winning, then that's going to be a game that could be in contention for the no.
Ooh, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys because I've heard a shitload of should we be worried about the Dallas Cowboys? The Cowboys are overrated. That is the biggest overreaction I think I've heard. It might be the biggest one I've heard all year. That literally might be the biggest overreaction I've heard all year. They're super overrated. Why? Because they went to Kansas City and got beat.
Yep.
That's what overrates it? Really?
Oh, wait. Kansas City 19-9 over the Dallas Cowboys? That was one of mine. Got it.
You are getting better at this.
I am getting better at this. And anyway, 19-9, the Chiefs. My big question, I'm not worried about the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think anybody should be worried about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, because I'm going to ask the same question about Dallas that I just asked to Philadelphia. Who are they supposed to lose to? They play the Raiders this week.
Win.
Really?
Win.
You really think that Raiders team is going to beat them?
Full scope.
In Dallas on Thanksgiving? At the Saints. Shoe shit. Washington twice. At the Giants. The Cardinals, who will have locked that division up by that time. Even let's say you lose that. Then you play the Eagles last week of the season. you're still 12-5. Mm-hmm. Even if you lose both of those games, you're still 12-5. Philadelphia's already lost 6 games. Already carrying a loss to the Cowboys.
Right.
So, I mean, it is what it is. The Cowboys are going to win this division. They're going to win it pretty convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday was an aberration. And also, you can't undervalue. They didn't have Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb in the second half.
Right.
It became very Michael Gallup, Cedric Wilson, Dalton Schultz-y.
And are you ready to give some credit to the Kansas City defense? I mean, they played pretty well yesterday.
They did. The pass rush is way better.
Uh-huh.
The pass rush got a shot in the arse,
mm-hmm.
And it is way better. Chris Jones is good at football.
5 sacks yesterday for the defense. They had 2 interceptions. They also recovered a fumble.
Still maintain Chris Jones might be the best call I've ever had. The year he came out of Mississippi State, I had him in the top 15 of players in that draft.
Mm-hmm.
He went in the second round.
Yeah.
Loved him. Still love him.
Kansas City is rolling now at 7-4, and they're a playoff team.
I want to go a step further than that.
Okay.
It is Overreaction Monday.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in the AFC.
After we were ready to bury the Kansas City Chiefs, and there was a part of me that kept knowing this was coming. Like,
I never thought this was coming.
They can't be this bad all the time.
I never thought this was coming.
Eventually, the talent will win out.
And here's another fun. Fun game.
Yep.
Who the fuck is Kansas City supposed to lose to? They play the Broncos this week, then the Raiders at the Chargers, the Steelers at the Bengals, at the Broncos.
They could lose to the Chargers. They could lose to the Bengals. Those are 2 road games that are going to be tough against high-powered offenses. Mm-hmm. Those are the only games that I see that they could lose that are left.
Mm-hmm. And do you know what that would mean?
Yes. Even if they lost both those games, they'd be 11-6.
They would be 11-6. And the Chargers have more than 2 losses left.
Mm-hmm.
They do. They're going to win this division. They very well may end up being the 1 seed in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not, they're going to be the 2. There's only 2 losable games on the schedule.
Right.
So you're going to go 11-6 at worst. And now you have to deal with Pat, who's figured out how to drop back and burn you. The offense looks different. The defense looks like it got a damn hot poker in its ass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what more you want. This is exactly what you thought this team was 3 months ago.
Right. And if they can sustain this level of pass rush, it's going to be hard to contend with them. All they needed, they've shown us over the last few years, all they needed was a little bit of defense. A little bit of defense, and this is a championship team. And they may be right back in it.
I see Armchair disagreeing with me, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. Josh Pennick says I'd put the Pats over them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good Lord.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to them in a second.
I mean, we might as well get to them now. Name me the good team New England's beaten. Mm-hmm. You just watched this with the Buffalo Bills. And you know what? We'll lump them all together. We'll lump the Bills and the Patriots together because the Patriots played on Thursday.
Okay.
What in the fuck exactly are you seeing from New England? They can beat the hell out of Atlanta? Yay.
And the Jets. And the Texans.
The Jets twice. And the Texans.
And the Panthers.
Oh, but they beat the Chargers. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think? I mean, and this is a legitimate question because you're completely entitled to your opinion. But I really need to hear somebody say this. After the Titans just got the piss beat out of them by the Tennessee Titans, or the Houston Texans, excuse me, do you really think that New England's going to go in there and beat them? Really?
They're really at home for that game. That's a Foxborough game.
Okay. You're right. I read that backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, they can win that game.
They've played 3 good teams all year. They got smoked by the Cowboys. I don't give a fuck what the score is.
Oh, yeah.
The Cowboys were in the red zone 6 times. They scored twice. You got the bejesus beat out of you by the Dallas Cowboys. You can buy this. You can buy this Patriots team to the umpteenth dying day.
Mm-hmm.
You're totally entitled to. It is the greatest bit of, I'm going to use your term, it is the greatest bit of fool's gold I've ever seen in my life. You really think Mac Jones is going to be able to contend with a Pat Mahomes or a Josh Allen or go down the best teams in the AFC? Really?
He already outdueled Tom Brady.
No, he didn't, because he fucking lost at home.
No, but he had more yards than he did.
I don't care.
I've had that argument with somebody already.
Yeah,
it's just
I don't care.
ridiculous.
I do not understand what it is with New England that people are getting fooled by. I mean, because Matthew Judon can beat the hell out of bad offensive lines.
They see a pass rush. They see a team that plays, to the level of their competition. They see a team that is led by Bill Belichick, and this is a team that's they're going to out-physical you, and they're going to win a lot of games. And they have.
Against bad teams. This is the problem with Mac Jones, is Mac Jones has a ceiling. All right, you get into a shootout with Kansas City. You're bringing a water pistol to that fight. Oh, but we're so good defensively. Are you, though? Are you really, though? I mean, yeah, you can shut down the Jets. Yay. Penix said the gap between the Patriots and Kansas City's defense is massive. Not really. Not at this point, it's not. That Kansas City defense just shut down the Dallas Cowboys, who, by the way, were one of the most prolific offenses in this league. You know why? Because now they can get after quarterbacks. Chris Jones is hard to deal with. And look, I'm not sitting here telling you you're wrong about New England. You're taking quite the leap because they can beat the Jets and the Browns. I don't see it. I don't see it in any way. I see, New England's going to win. They're not going to win this division. I've seen two separate people say they're the best team in this division, and I've tried my best not to laugh on camera. No, they are not. Oh, but Buffalo just lost to Indianapolis. Okay. The Buffalo Bills also lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Do you think they're better? And the Colts, that's another team we got to talk about. Colts are pretty damn good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor, I didn't think it was possible. I did not think it was possible that he would continue to be on the tear that he's on going up against that Buffalo defense, but I was wrong 175,000%. 189 yards yesterday? 5 total touchdowns.
Second greatest fantasy game in NFL history.
53 points in a PPR league.
By the way, I have to say this just simply because I've seen several to this. I'm not telling you New England's not making strides. I'm not telling you they're the Jets. I'm saying you're telling me they're the best team in the AFC. No, the fuck they are not. And at the end of the day, Mac Jones. Ask yourself this question. Who was the last quarterback like that won at a high level? I'll wait. That cannot throw it down the field. Never does. Has no weapons that can challenge you down the field. I'm not saying they're not good. They're a playoff team. I said that last week. They're 11 in my power rankings.
Yep.
But to tell me they're the best team in the AFC is comical to me. That's just funny to me. And by the way, I will wait on that answer because there is an answer, but it's been quite some time ago.
It's hard to believe.
G said no one said they're the best in the AFC. Turn on our employer right now. A lot of people are saying they're the best team in the AFC.
Are they?
After the Titans and Bills shit their pants yesterday, a lot of people are saying they're the best team in the AFC.
Yikes.
I would wager right now, if you polled media members, New England would be the best team in the AFC to 40% of them.
They'd at least.
Hand to God. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a power ranking with them at number 1 tomorrow. I'll promise you.
They'd at least be in the top 3 for everybody.
Stephen A. Smith had them at 4 last week before they beat the hell out of Atlanta and before Tennessee and Buffalo pooped in their pants.
Yeah, Buffalo wasn't even on the list.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
And Stephen A. didn't even have Buffalo ranked. You can't count that.
Penix said KC has looked historically bad on defense. You're right. And they have a really good Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator that figured it out. Because it's very simple what they have done. If you watch the defense, it's very simple what they've done. Stop allowing teams to pick you apart. Oh, we're so scared of what's over the top. Now, can I tell you that would have looked the same yesterday if CeeDee Lamb played in the second half? Nope. Can't say that. Amari Cooper, can't say that either. But they didn't.
Armchair says Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson was the last time somebody who couldn't throw led a team to the NFL.
Brad Johnson had a pretty decent deep ball arm.
He had an arm.
Yeah, he had a pretty decent deep ball arm. That's Trent Dilfer was the one I was looking for.
Go back and check that tape because he had a whole bunch to Joe Jaravicius and Keenan McCardell and Joey Galloway. Yeah, they could stretch the field when they wanted to.
That Tampa team literally built itself. We know Brad, first of all.
Yeah.
But they built themselves on, hey, Brad can really hurt you deep if you're too worried about us running the ball. Trent Dilfer dink and dunked with a great defense. He was never a high-end quarterback. That was also 21 years ago.
Right.
You know who wins this league now? Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. It's just the way it is. That's what the league is now. It's the reason I did not love Mac Jones. Yes, he will be. And if you remember, when we started this, when we went through the draft process, I said Mac Jones is going to be the best rookie by a mile because he's the most ready to play. Before he even got drafted, I didn't care where he went.
Yep.
He's the most ready to play.
New England Patriots, they win over the Atlanta Falcons on Thursday. They are now in first place in the AFC East. After the Buffalo Bills lost 41-15 against the Indianapolis Colts. We talked about how great Jonathan Taylor was. 5 total touchdowns. This kid's he's just unbelievable. I've loved him since he was a freshman at Wisconsin.
Yeah, you've always been on the Jonathan Taylor train.
Oh yeah.
And this is another of our overreactions today. The Indianapolis Colts are a playoff team.
I don't think there's any doubt.
It's not an overreaction.
I don't think there's any doubt.
And by God, if they earn their way in, they will have earned their way in. They have done exactly what it was they had to do. They're leaning on Jonathan Taylor. They're not asking Carson Wentz to do much. You're so scared of Jonathan Taylor at any given time because he can do to you what he did to the Buffalo Bills yesterday. You know it's coming. It doesn't matter.
If they go 3-3 down the stretch, they'll be a 9-8 team. Will that be enough to get them into the playoffs? Now, I'm not saying it's definitive that they're going to go 3-3. I'm just looking at that schedule going, it's going to be a tough task to ask you to beat the Bucs and the Patriots and the Cardinals. Those are the 3 games.
That Cardinals game is on Christmas. I don't know how Arizona's going to stop them running the ball. Really good running teams have messed with Arizona.
Yes.
I would say this team is probably going to finish 10-7. At 10-7, you are certainly making the playoffs. 10-7, you almost definitively make the playoffs.
Because the other 3 games on their schedule are the Texans, the Raiders, and the Jaguars. I think those are.
Well, I mean, you just have to look at how the rest of the season's going to go. Kansas City's going to win the AFC West. Almost, no doubt. New England and the Bills are going to make it from the AFC East. Baltimore, I would say, probably wins the North. If they don't, it's Cincinnati. And I don't know that I can get there yet, but it's much closer than people think. I'm going to say something, and it's going to sound completely insane.
Okay.
And I know it's going to sound insane when it comes out of my mouth. Why are we just laying up that the Titans are going to win this division? They play at New England this week. I would say they probably win this game, but it is in Foxborough, and Foxborough fucks with people. Then you get Jacksonville. Then you have to go to the Steelers. You have to beat the 49ers, a Dolphins team that is way better than they were a month ago, and then at the Texans. So you're looking at, if you lost all of those, you're 10-7.
Right.
They do have the tiebreaker over the Colts, though. Okay, I had to sound it out of, all right, Tennessee's going to win this division.
I think so.
Tennessee's going to win this division. The Colts, to me, are one of the other wild cards.
I think it's back to what we, early in the season, we expected Tennessee's just going to run away with this. But Derrick Henry gets hurt.
And they pretty
now
well
now it's back to what I thought was going to happen at the beginning of the season. This is a 1-game division. Tennessee wins by a game, and we'll see what happens. I mean, when you have a weapon like Jonathan Taylor, anything's possible in the playoffs. Here's the other thing. Could it shake out to where Tennessee and Indianapolis had to play each other in the first round?
That could happen.
And guess who's going to be back for the playoffs?
Derrick Henry.
And we're going to find out, by God.
I do think the Colts are a playoff team. Here's the problem I have in the AFC. I feel pretty solid about 6 teams in the AFC.
Okay.
I cannot for the life of me figure out who 7's supposed to be. I don't trust the Browns as far as I can throw them.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers have pretty much pooped in my punch bowl every time I've counted on them.
Right.
The Raiders are not the same team they were a month ago. I don't really trust the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud. The 3 wildcard teams in the AFC are going to be, in my opinion, the New England Patriots,
mm-hmm.
the Cincinnati Bengals,
mm-hmm.
and the Indianapolis Colts. That's the 3 teams I feel the best about, wild card wise, in the AFC. And before somebody says, "Well, New England's a game ahead of Buffalo," yeah, you have to play them twice.
Mm-hmm.
You have to play them twice
in a span of 3 weeks.
And I'll be honest with you, I said this about New England. I'd be remiss if I didn't say this about Buffalo. Buffalo hasn't really beaten anybody good either.
Mm-hmm.
You can't not say that. Kansas City was not who they are right now when Buffalo beat them. The thing about Buffalo is that you have so many easy layup wins on the schedule.
I think I still believe more in the Chargers than I do in the Bengals, but it's going to be close.
I don't. I don't trust any team that can't run, and they can't.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Welch said the Bengals win the AFC North. I'm not sure you're not right.
Really?
I'm not sure you're not right. They are a hell of a lot more consistent than the Ravens should have lost yesterday. Now I understand it's with Tyler Huntley. I get that.
Right.
You're very Lamar Jackson centric.
Yeah. But would you not double that score if Lamar Jackson had been playing yesterday?
Absolutely, but you're very dependent on Lamar, and you still have games with the Rams, at the Bengals. You got to play the Browns twice, who are not fun to play defensively. You still got to play the Steelers again. Or you still actually got to play the Steelers twice.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can't tell you definitively that you're wrong.
Right.
And the Bengals currently have a tiebreaker. So, I mean, it's not as out to lunch as you made it sound like it was.
No, I didn't mean to make it sound like it's completely out of the realm of possibility. It's just, I mean, we're not giving up on Baltimore that quickly, are we? One game without
Baltimore
Lamar Jackson?
Hold on, I got to look at exactly where this falls in, because it's going to be, this number is going to be very low.
Mm-hmm.
The Baltimore Ravens schedule for the rest of the year is the 3rd toughest in the NFL. The Bengals is 8th. So, I mean, there's not a huge discrepancy there, but
I mean, they go beat the hell out of each other. This division always does that. Mm-hmm. The AFC North always beats the shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing.
Because there are no real easy games in that division, and I don't think there ever really have been. I mean, yes, there have been years where the Pittsburgh Steelers are just far and away above everybody else, but for the most part, you get a little hot in here.
It's
a little hot in here.
It's hotter than the 8th stage of hell in here.
But for the most part, I mean, this is, all divisions in the NFL are tough. Winning inside your division is always tough. The problem is those AFC North games are always just so damn physical. You can lock up a 2-win Browns team in many years, and they are going to take the 11-win Pittsburgh Steelers to the brink.
Alex S. said we're discounting that the Ravens have a lot of time to get healthy. That's the problem. No, they don't, because you have a lot of games that are going to be
tough,
insanely physical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the guys not playing can get healthy. You're right. And you're going to have a lot of churn. I mean, because you got to play the Browns twice, the Steelers twice, and the Bengals. I hate the way this schedule lines up for the NFC East and the AFC North, because they play each other a billion times down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't love that. I mean, and look, I'm not trying to slight the Ravens. I'm not. I would, if I had to pick right now, I would say the Ravens go win this division.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Bengals do.
No.
But where we started with this, I feel pretty good that the Colts are going to make the playoff.
I agree. Baltimore lost 16-13 to the Chicago Bears yesterday. It was a hell of a game for Robert Quinn. 3.5 sacks, forced fumble, 3 tackles for a loss. Of course, Darnell Mooney sitting on everybody's bench.
Because of course he was. Because why would you play him?
Yeah. 5 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown.
And Justin Fields goes out at halftime and poops in a lot of punch bowls. Including, but not limited to,
yours.
Mine.
No.
I need Tom
Poor
Brady
guy.
to decide he doesn't really want to play tonight and hand the ball to Leonard Fournette a bunch of times.
I got a feeling that's not going to happen.
I do too. But I'm sitting here with no one left and I'm only up by 21. Like, I don't like this because you have Tom. This is how teams feel when they give Tom the ball with a minute 40 to go. Like, there is not a fucking thing I can do to stop this.
I would say your chances are slim to none in that one. Because you would need, what, 16? Like 16 from Tom in a gross, close win.
So you're telling me I have no shot?
No, I'm not saying you have no shot.
That's what you just said.
No, it's not.
The disrespect around this place is ending today.
I didn't say you had no shot. I said it was slim to none.
I am never going to financially recover.
Right. Because I think 16's like the floor for Tom fantasy-wise tonight.
God, I hope you lose to the Giants. God, please.
Oh, yeah.
Please. I don't ask for much. I really don't. I am a simple man of simple means. All I need is some good hair gel. Mm-hmm. A very nice turkey for Thursday, which my wife is already prepping. Because apparently did you know it takes this long to cook a fucking turkey?
Oh, it takes like 3 days to defrost the damn thing.
I didn't know that. What do you? All right, so this is totally off subject. How the fuck do you defrost a turkey?
Take it out of the freezer and set it in the sink.
So you set this bird that you're going to cook in the sink and just let it get to room temperature for 3 days?
2 days
That's
at least.
weird to me.
Why is that weird?
Because that has salmonella written all over it, okay? That has, all right, I really don't want to get typhoid for Thanksgiving.
Right.
But it sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. It depends on how big your turkey is, too. I mean, like if you go and get a 20-pounder, of course it's going to take a while.
Secret time, I don't know how big this turkey is. I will see it tonight. I do not know how big our turkey is.
It's only the two of you, so hopefully she got a little one.
It is only the two of us.
Hopefully she got a little feller.
Just a little feller.
Or else you are going to be eating turkey sandwiches for Christmas.
But knowing my wife the way that I do and the way she cooks, which is very similar to me.
I reckon I'll have me some of the bacon.
I have a feeling she got one of the big ones. She's going to get a bird that's as big as my fucking computer screen. Like, will that even fit in our oven?
This is the first Thanksgiving in the new place.
Yes. First one, Patrick Holt said, yeah, don't thaw in the sink. See, that's okay. This is why I trust Patrick Holt with food things. Because you know what Patrick Holt won't ever give me? Fucking the squirts. I will never get the squirts from something that Patrick Holt cooks. I promise.
Well, then where the hell are you going to put it?
In the fridge.
No.
You just put it in
the fridge after it's defrosted. It'll take forever to defrost inside the fridge.
What do you just throw it in the yard? Like, oh, let the sun cook it.
I mean, if we didn't have a bear problem in my neighborhood, might as well.
It's frozen, remember? I mean, that bear's good. He ain't that good.
Yeah, he is.
Could to eat a frozen turkey?
I bet he could. I bet he'd tear that son of a bitch up.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
He gets one hint and goes, oh, damn.
Patrick Holt said his has been thawing for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Doyle said, do not leave that in the sink for 2 days. You'll get, I'm telling you. Yeah. Okay. We're right here. All right. My wife said that and I went, no. That's how you get the squirt.
No.
And I don't want to do that at all. I don't want to spend my 3-day weekend, praying to the porcelain prince.
Jason Trump says, dry brine for 24 to 36 hours after thawed.
That sounds lovely. I like all the spices and all the things.
Yeah, generally how it goes in our house is just thaw the shit out as fast as you can and then get it in the oven.
Yeah, Tank's like, can I put it in the microwave? Can you thaw a bird in the microwave?
Done it.
A turkey?
Done it.
How big's your fucking microwave?
You got to have one of them industrial-sized microwaves. Now you just cram the damn thing in there. See what happens. Anyhow.
Okay, first of all, Adam Black, I never said Cam and Kaepernick are the same player. That's not what I said. I said they have the same problem. that there's an emotional sensitivity to them that. Why am I going backwards?
I don't know.
I saw things. People say things in the comments, and I just go, "That is not what I said."
Because it's been eating him alive. It's been eating him alive ever since we were talking about it 35 minutes ago.
Evan Doyle said turkey's overrated. What the fuck? I love turkey.
I mean, qualify overrated. Like
that next day sandwich. That's what the business is.
No kidding.
I buy specific bread for that.
Now, do you do that with when you make your turkey sandwich, your after Thanksgiving turkey sandwich? Is there? Do you put the dressing on it or 100%. The stuffing on it,
and the 7-layer salad?
Are you stuffing or dressing? Which
dressing? Stuffing's gross. It was in the bird. I don't want anything that's ever been in a bird because I'm afraid I'll pull out a camera and take a big bite out of it. I'm good with that.
You're gonna chip your tooth on the lens.
Hashtag birds are real. I do like ham though. Yeah, usually mine is. I have specific bread. It's brioche bread. 2, you dip the third piece of bread in the gravy. You put it in the middle. That's the moist maker. Learned that from friends. Turkey underneath, dressing, 7-layer salad on top, and
7-layer salad on top with the peas and the eggs and the ham and all that.
If you're about to throw shade on 7-layer salad.
I'm not. I love it. I've just never thought about putting it on a sandwich, and now I'm intrigued.
It's so good.
Now I'm thinking I've been doing this wrong for years.
Patrick Holt said make a sandwich with pan dressing as the break. Jesus, that is okay. That is 3-dimensional chess, and you, sir, are a fucking gent and a scholar, and I dig it.
I don't like dressing that much. I mean, I put a little bit of it on the sandwich, but most of the time I do without it.
The dressing?
The dressing, yeah.
You are the damn devil.
I'm a weird fat guy. I'm not really beholden to the bread. That's too much bread. Like Jeremy makes fun of me because I eat thin crust pizza because I don't like the bread. It's too much bread.
Thin crust pizza's gross. Yeah, when I see dressing on Thanksgiving,
get in my belly.
All of it.
My dad makes oyster dressing, and that's just amazing.
That just sounds terrible. And I even like oysters. All right, we got totally off track here.
Yeah.
Talking about food.
Jason Trump says, I've been doing it all wrong, starting with how I defrost the turkey. You just throw that shit in the sink and leave it. It'll be good.
Tank throws it in the yard. Fuck it. It's supposed to be 65. It'll heat it up. We won't die.
Right. Guess what? And nobody has died.
And I'm the one with stomach problems. He eats gas station hot dogs and thaws his shit in the fucking microwave. And I'm the one with stomach problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit.
Because you don't expose yourself to the botulism. And by not exposing yourself, this is like the coronavirus all over again. You have to expose yourself to be inoculated.
I do expose myself to botulism with a little shot right there.
Kevin Vick says he's coming up with a Thanksgiving burger, dressing for buns, turkey burger, cranberry glaze, and a layer of mashed potatoes.
First of all, cranberry's gross, but that all sounds lovely. Minus that cranberry bullshit.
Sweet potatoes. You get the sweet potatoes instead of the mashed potatoes.
Michael White said since you're putting your turkey in the fucking dryer, no one has a microwave that big. Agreed.
Whatever it takes.
Why do I have this
now weird, I'm going to do that. Now I got to try it.
I feel very sure that you're going to. Tank's going to break his dryer because he put a turkey in it.
You got to throw it in there with a bedspread
before I say something that I cannot recover from because there is bad. If my wife is watching this, I will bet you $1 million cash she knows what I was getting ready to say.
No, okay.
We should talk about football again.
Talk about football again. All right. What haven't we talked about? We haven't talked about Minnesota and Green Bay. The Vikings win 34-31 over the Green Bay Packers. Greg Joseph kicking the game-winning field goal with no time left. It was one of those games where you thought that the Minnesota Vikings were just going to blow it. They're in these contests all the time where they can hang in with teams and then just find a way to fuck it up in the end. It was a great gunslinger battle between Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron damn near threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. 2 of them going to Devontae Adams. Kirk Cousins goes for 341 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson had a bit of a day.
Of course he did.
And this leads to our, I believe, final overreaction of the day.
Okay.
Oh, no, we got one more. The Vikings will make the playoffs. It's entirely possible. I think that's still an overreaction.
Mm-hmm.
But not by much. Not by much. There are 3 teams I look at in the NFC and go, there's 2 playoff spots.
Mm-hmm.
You 3 are going to split 2 of them. And it's San Francisco 49ers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
Look at every other team in contention for that spot. All right. As of right now, it would be the Vikings and the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in the Saints at all.
Nor should you.
And then you get to the Panthers, the Washington football team, the Atlanta Falcons. I just no. Between schedule and how good they actually are, it's going to be 2 of those 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm attaching my flag to the 49ers and the Eagles, but if you want to attach it to the Vikings, you are going to get no pushback from me.
It sounds weird to say, but here's the thing: they're going to have to sneak a win somewhere.
Yeah, and their schedule's gross.
Right? They got the Lions, they got the Bears twice. So Lions and the Bears twice. So that's 3 wins.
Yeah, it's to 8.
All right. Then you got to go to the 49ers.
Loss.
You got to beat the Steelers at home.
Loss.
You got to beat the Rams at home.
Loss.
And you got to go to the Vikings or to the Packers.
Not a snowball's chance in hell.
No, not especially after you just won this game. Right,
especially
exactly.
with all of the, Packer fans are losing their shit over the officials.
It's going to be very tough, but again, that offense is so good that they can sneak one, but they're going to have to. They're going to have to win one that they're not supposed to win.
Justin Jefferson is very, very good at football. Just let that be known. My biggest takeaway from this was, hey, you remember yesterday when I told you to be very careful trusting A.J. Dillon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's the only running back on the team. How many touches do you have? 17. How many did I say he was going to have? 16. That's exactly what I told you it was. He was fine. He had 100 total yards. Did not get in the end zone. Had 6 grabs. He was fine. There's not a lot of balance to this team, and it really irks me.
Well, and to me, it's so maddening from week to week to try to figure out what they're going to do. Like, they could pound this team on the ground. And that's the week that Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon end up combining for 14 carries, and they just try to sling it out.
Frustrating, ain't it?
Yeah. What's his name? What's their head coach's name? I forgot it.
LaFleur.
Thank you, Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is just... It's almost to me like he goes into a week and goes, throws a dart at a board and goes, yep, that's how we're going to do the offense this week.
Amon Celtics. We're like an A meeting for sports.
What's up, Amon?
Would you trade Mike Williams for A.J. Brown? Yes. Right now. I wouldn't even think about it. If somebody offered it, just go hit that button before they think about it. I love A.J. Brown for the rest of the year. Yeah, here's a fun question that I will be shocked if you get right. The top 8 quarterbacks in the NFL according to QBR.
Oh, God.
Oh, and here's another fun addendum to this. Josh Allen is 9. Tua Tagovailoa is 10. In QBR.
Really? Wow.
How many you think you can get?
God. Let's see. Tom Brady.
3.
Patrick Mahomes.
11.
Kirk Cousins.
Number 8.
Derek Carr.
15.
Okay.
Stafford is 1. Justin Herbert is 2.
Mac Jones.
Not even close. Mac Jones is 19.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a reason analytical people like me are like, I don't know what you're seeing.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers is 4. Jameis Winston is 5. Kyler Murray is 6. Jimmy Garoppolo is 7.
Really?
I love QBR because I hated quarterback rating for a billion years. And now I feel like we have a metric that actually makes some form of sense. QBR makes sense. Quarterback rating doesn't.
Yeah. Vikings pull out the 34-31 win over the Green Bay Packers. They're 5-5. They are in a playoff spot. If the season were to end today, they would be the 6th. I believe that's right.
Yes,
they would be the 6th.
They'd be the 6th. You got 3 playoff spots here for 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a question of who gets in.
I think it's more than likely. I'm with you, Jeremy. It's more than likely going to be the 49ers and the Eagles. But you can't count out the Vikings. And I'm ready to bury the Saints.
Oh, I am too. This is just another fun stat that I'm dumbfounded by.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 quarterbacks that have played 10 or more games this year that have 3 or less interceptions. Name those quarterbacks.
Say it again.
There are 2 quarterbacks in the NFL that have played 10 or more games and have 3 or less interceptions. Name those quarterbacks.
Kirk Cousins.
Played 10 games, has 2 picks, 21 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
And
the other one shocks me because the number one thing I remember of him this year was a horrendous interception.
I can't think of that.
Carson Wentz.
Oh, my God.
He only has 3 picks all year.
Really?
18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Wow.
Stats are
quite
fun.
Interesting.
By the way, we play that game all day.
Mm-hmm.
We do that no less than 8 times a day.
Oh, yeah.
We both find some stupid stat and we're like, hey, how many of these do you think you can get? Usually, it's not many.
No.
Because we've gotten more evil as time has gone on.
Oh, yeah. Miami Dolphins 24-17 over your New York Jets.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Who the fuck cares?
Tua Tagovailoa, 27-33, 273, 2 touchdowns, did throw an interception. Myles Gaskin got some yards on the ground against that porous defense.
Do I need to do it again?
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah. There's one guy you should at least care about. It's Elijah Moore.
Yeah, Elijah Moore's good at football.
8 catches.
Why did it take us half a year to figure that out?
Yeah.
Zach Wilson. Okay.
8 catches, 141 yards, and a 62-yard touchdown for Elijah Moore.
He ate Byron Jones' lunchbox.
Mm-hmm.
It was a double move, and it was just, okay, bye.
Came up short on the comeback, though, losing to the Dolphins 24-17.
Good.
Just keep losing. Just keep losing.
And we're gonna.
Uh-huh.
I am a little scared about this week, though. Against the dog shit Houston Texans.
Oh, you should win that game.
I don't want to. Chuck G asked us, is Flores off the hot seat? No.
Yeah.
But can he be? Yes.
Yeah, I think he is.
He's certainly not. They're 4-7. This is a team that's supposed to make the playoffs. So it depends on how they finish that season. They play the Panthers this week. I would say that's a win. Then you play the Giants, the Jets. That's probably 2 more wins. And then you close out with the Saints, the Titans, and the Patriots. Those last 2 should probably have playoff spots locked up. This is not going to happen, but would it shock me if the Dolphins ended up 9-8 or 10-7? No.
Really?
No. Who are they going to lose to? The Panthers?
No.
The Giants? No. The Jets? Hell no.
But with Tua continually having these good performances.
Did I quote Backyardigans? Alex S. said when Jeremy quotes Backyardigans, hell has officially frozen over.
What the hell is that?
It's a show with a bunch of farm animals.
Oh.
I don't know what I quoted from that. I know I quoted Frozen.
You did.
Okay, bye. Do you want to score a touchdown? Bye, Byron Jones. I'm going to run past you now to the end zone and do a little dance.
I was waiting for you to finish it off. Cincinnati Bengals 32-13 over the Las Vegas Raiders. I was not shocked by this at all. I've been telling you, the slide for the Raiders, I believe, is real. And the Bengals are the team that I still have faith in the AFC to make a playoff push.
You know what? I said, whoever wins this game, I like your chances of making the playoffs. And I look at the Raiders now and just go, God, how different does this look? Because you play the Cowboys this week. Washington football team. Long week. That should be a win.
Yeah.
At the Chiefs, at the Browns, Broncos, at the Colts, Chargers. That is not good. It's not good. And Armchair got this right in the comments. They're not balanced. Now, first of all, they barely had the ball in this game. They could not get Cincinnati off the field. I mean, the time of possession was 37.5 minutes to 22.5. You are not going to win many games that way. Just turn the ball over. The Bengals played insanely efficient football. They had one penalty. It was in the last 4 minutes. The Bengals are a good team.
Agreed.
Look, I know a lot of people want to throw shade at them. We have a lot of Bengals fans that watch this show. I talked a lot of shit in the offseason, but I came around, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
And I think the Bengals are, if they're not a playoff team, they're the first team out. And they have every opportunity to make their, because they play 1, 2, 3, 4, they play 6 playoff contenders to end well, 7 technically, but one of them's in the NFC.
And I never thought we would get to this point where I threw so much shade at Joe Mixon for his early injury struggles in his career. I never thought he would be a 25 to 30 carry back a game and be as effective and as good as he has been.
Am I the only one getting nervous about Joe Mixon?
Why are you nervous? Because of the workload? Okay.
He's already been hurt once. And the workload makes me really, really nervous. I mean, and now, granted, this was way more than he's had in any other game. But, I mean, he's had 18 touches, 2 games in a row before this. I don't love the fact that they gave him 30 touches in this game. But he was incredibly efficient, very, very good. He's a very, very good running back. Just the injuries and the schedule is so daunting.
30 carries, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns for Joe Mixon in the blowout win over the Las Vegas Raiders.
It was not a blowout. That's bullshit.
It was at the end.
No,
they scored 3 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's not a blowout. This game was competitive for 54 minutes, so don't be disingenuous. This was not a blowout. There were 2 turnovers late that made this look way worse than it was.
Right.
This was a very competitive football game. Now, I never really thought the Raiders were going to win it. Cincinnati kept them at distance pretty well in this game. But it's, I believe in the Bengals. The Raiders, I don't know.
It's the same thing every year. It's the same thing every year. They give you a little bit of hope, and then things just start falling apart.
And I still think they have talent. I just think the amount of churn with that team has caught up to them. I mean, look at who caught passes yesterday. I'm trying to get back to the box score. Outside of Darren Waller, you had 4 catches for Hunter Renfrow. They had 6 guys catch passes total. They had 6 guys be targeted in this game.
Yeah.
You're running out of weapons, and Derek Carr was not particularly good. There's a lot to not love about what's happening with the Raiders, and I hate it because I think they're a very talented team that the outside noise has caught up to.
Yep. Arizona beats Seattle 23-13.
Yep, here's our last overreaction.
Old Colt McCoy leading his crew. 328 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, both going to Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz, I tried to tell you when they made that deal.
Seattle's just
Zach
awful.
Ertz is going to be. How many teams in the NFL are worse than the Seattle Seahawks right now? They would pick 5th right now, I can tell you that much.
I was going to say 4 or 5.
I'm at the Jets. I'm at the Houston Texans, and that's close. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions. That's it. They're not worse. They got the absolute piss beat out of them by Colt McCoy. They can't run. Russell Wilson still looks hurt. It's just gross, and this is our overreaction. Neither Russell Wilson nor Pete Carroll are in Seattle next year, and I don't think it's an overreaction. Pete Carroll looks like he can't get out of there fast enough. Pete Carroll looks like he wants to be playing golf anywhere else.
Yeah,
I saw him at one point yesterday, and first of all, it looked weird for him to not be wet. I feel like every time I see Pete Carroll, he's wet.
That's disgusting.
Well, it's Seattle. It rains all the time. But he just looked like, please, God, get me out of here. Can I just go anywhere else? What are you, 6?
I'm sorry.
I know
I'm
what
sorry.
you're laughing
I like
at.
my Pete Carroll when he's wet.
Yeah.
Seattle's god awful, and
They're
they've made a blood pact. I'm certain that they have made a blood pact. Pete and Russ, like we're gonna call this a career for the two of us together. We're just gonna step away.
Well, Pete's gonna step away at the end of the year.
him.
Pete's earned the ability to walk away when he wants to, and he will, and he should, because his message has gotten stale. That team looks god awful, and Russ should never have come back.
Yeah,
He shouldn't have.
If I had to put money on who I thought was going to be more likely to stay in Seattle between Pete and Russ, I'd put it on Pete. I really would, because I think that's how much Russ needs to leave and wants to leave.
I mean, I agree with you.
Okay.
Russ made that very, very clear.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's going to stick around at all.
Mike Rawson in the comments said, if Seattle's trash, your Jets will have 2 top 5 picks.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
And if the season ended today, they would. You'd be picking at 2 and 5. Is that what you said earlier?
Yeah. Kayvon Thibodeau.
And Derek Stingley.
On the other side of Carl Lawson. Bring it, bitches. Bring me Kyle Hamilton and
Oh, that's right, Kyle Hamilton. He wants Kyle Hamilton so bad he can taste it.
I do. If you remember my big board, just throwing this out there. Kayvon Thibodeau's 1, Kyle Hamilton's 2. I see a path. My Jets end up with both of them.
And still end up with 6 wins over the next 3 years.
Oh,
Good
and
job,
by the way,
guys.
I'll be at that draft where my team has 2 top 5 picks, covering it.
He just happier than a pig in shit. ain't he?
Great success. I like. Do you like me? I like you.
And finally, last night on Sunday Night Football, I believe we've done all the other games. Los Angeles Chargers beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 41-37. Mike Williams with the home run touchdown to seal the game. Justin Herbert, he's back. Struggles.
He never left.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. I still don't look at this team any differently. I don't. And I thought I would. I thought them beating Pittsburgh would make me look at them differently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I don't. I look at this team and go, can you beat the Broncos and the Raiders and the – yeah. Do I think you're a threat to anything? No. No. Your leading rusher last night was Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Pittsburgh, a spy, maybe. Did Devin Bush get real drunk last night? Oh. I have to do this. Chuck G says in comments.
Yeah.
Go, Chargers, go! I have to throw the tribute out to Brian Hayes because I'm the only one that can do it half as – I mean, Brian's still the legend.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like teams that can't run. And I'm not even going to say they can't. I'm just going to say they don't. Oh, they had 159 yards rushing last night. Yeah, and Justin Herbert was 90 of them. Because Pittsburgh could not figure out, hey, when it breaks down, maybe we shouldn't be in man.
Mm-hmm.
No Joe Hayden, no Minka Fitzpatrick. Maybe, just maybe, we shouldn't stay in man. And Chuck G said this in the comments. This is going to come back to burn you at some point. And it should have burned you last night, but it didn't. Their coach going for it on 4th down from their own 34. Analytics. Ugh.
He likes doing that.
It's going to burn you at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I'm an analytics guy. There's analytics and then there's stupid. Going from it, and look, I killed Bill Belichick for doing this in a playoff game for years.
Mm-hmm.
I can't not do the same thing to Brandon Staley. At some point, you have to go, this is dumb. I should stop reading this stupid chart. They turned it over on downs. A, really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
B, you gave it right to Pittsburgh. It's going to burn you eventually.
Right.
It's going to burn you eventually. Joshua Pinnock said that Jamal Adams' trade is starting to enter the worst trades of all time tier.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
That's why Jeremy was all over it when it actually happened.
Oh, I cried.
Oh,
I literally cried tears of happiness.
He did. He went, holy shit, they're giving us 2 first-round draft picks, and that team's going to be dog shit, and we're going to be picking high in both these drafts.
Nope, I don't get to use this one much.
Wow, winning.
Couldn't have worked out better for you if you'd have tried.
I really like pushing buttons.
I know you do.
I'm a big fan.
He likes pushing my buttons.
I do. And now Seattle looks at their draft inventory and goes,
I'm broke as shit and I don't mind saying I am never going to financially recover from this.
Congratulations, you're back to the Seattle Seahawks of the early 1990s.
yes.
Way to go.
Congratulations.
Way to go, guys. Los Angeles Chargers, they are a team that I still believe in loosely.
And look, I'm not saying I don't believe in them. I'm just saying I'm comparing you to a lot of other teams in this conference. I mean, are you really better than the Bengals? It's very close.
It's close.
It's very close. Are you better than the Ravens?
No.
And that's the thing.
No.
All right, so you're the fifth, sixth best team in this conference. Could they win a game in the playoffs? Sure. I'll tell you who can't. Pittsburgh, because they're not going to be there.
Nope.
That schedule is god-awful. Do you know the worst team they play for the rest of this season is?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
It's the Cleveland Browns. That's the worst team they play by a considerable amount. And at the Minnesota Vikings. Every other team they play is either one game out of their division or currently leading their division. That Lions loss is Lions, it wasn't a loss. I felt like it was a loss. That Lions tie is going to haunt you for a long time.
It very well could. Chargers looked pretty good last night. I mean, Pittsburgh didn't look bad.
No.
It's not a slide on them. I mean, hell, Deontay Johnson had a friggin' amazing game.
He's good at the footballs. He's very good at the footballs.
But, yeah, you mentioned the Chargers are a team that can't run the ball. Or not that they can't, but they don't. Well, the reason that they don't is because they're one guy who's supposed to be running the ball. Looks better with the ball in his hands outside, out in space. Austin Eckler is a receiving back. It's exactly what he should be. And last night he had 2 catches for touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns as well.
Somebody look like Boo Boo Kitty out in space. Like, I'm going to go.
Yep.
Poor bastard just laid on the field like, I don't know what happened.
Coming up tonight, we got Monday Night Football. We got the New York Giants going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers down in Tampa. There is rain in the forecast for this evening.
Let's go, Giants.
I took the Giants in green on green, so I'm all on beat the Chiefs, so I'm right there with you.
Very rarely do you ever hear Jeremy say, God, I hope the Giants win tonight. But God, I hope the Giants win tonight.
Just want to remind everybody, Buccaneers are 3-6 against the spread so far this season. And Tom has not covered a primetime game in 11 games.
Not too good.
No. I see this being a 1-score game. Hopefully my Bucs can come out and win it.
I need less than 20 fantasy points for Tom Brady. That's all I care about. Leonard Fournette.
You need all the running.
I need Leonard Fournette to do a little bit to beat Kevin Vick in the Radio Range League.
Gotcha.
Not a great much. Is it a touchdown? 60, 70 yards. That's plenty.
Jeremy will have his picks of the night coming up on the ESPN Asheville show this afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll talk more about the game. We'll talk about what went down in college football over the weekend. Are you ready to come to my side on the whole Dan Mullen thing?
I still maintain you shouldn't fire.
Yeah, well, it's done now.
But guess what?
They done did it.
Now you get to play us this week. Florida State. The loser is not bowl eligible, and it's going to be the Florida Gators. Break your stupid streak, you bunch of fucks.
You get behind 3 scores to Samford and lose to Missouri the next week. It's not going to end well for you in a top SEC program.
We're going to talk about this. I've done some analytical digging on what happens when you fire coaches like this.
All right.
It's not as good as you think. Always be careful. The grass is not always greener on the other side.
Yep.
It's greener where you water it. Or where the dog next door shits on it. Words to live by.
We'll be with you this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Join us right back here on YouTube and, of course, on the terrestrial signals, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. We'll see you next time.
Because once you've had fat, you never go back.